Welcome to the streets of Colombia. We are walking the streets, and so we thought we would show you a little bit about our life in Colombia. The boys are actually getting haircuts right now, trying to look good for their grandma. We wanted to answer some questions that we've had along the way. People have had multiple questions that they'll put in the comments, and so I want to start addressing some of those. Welcome to my life. Austin is constantly making me do things that are uncomfortable for me. So I've been told to walk and talk across this street and tell you why we're doing the Do Your Good tour. This tour for us is an opportunity to show you the MANNA projects that we have all over the world. We feel like people have contributed to what we do for years, 20 years now, almost 20 years, and we don't want it to feel like, hey, I've been donating to a black hole. There's kids that have been cared for that are in college now, that have kids of their own now, that have been supported over the years because of your generosity. And so that's a huge part of this year, is to show you the work that you've been able to do around the world. That's why we're calling it Do Your Good, because it's not allowing MANNA to do good in the world. This tour is about showing you what you've already done and continue to do to make a difference in kids' lives. In addition to showing you what's happening around the world, this year is also about us discovering new ways to serve from a medical perspective. And so that's where Christine comes in. We're looking at the different medical clinics that MANNA already has set up, the different mission trips, and new opportunities in the future. So she's actually already launched a brand new newsletter that's geared specifically towards medical professionals. So if you're interested, hit us up in the comments. We would love to include you in the medical journey as we discover what it is. One of the big questions that has come up over and over again is, how do you afford to travel the world for a year? And so the boys are getting a haircut right now, and fun fact, these haircuts are some of the best they've ever had, and they cost $3. Hi. Ooh, check out these haircuts. Holy cow, looking good, man. So the question's asked a lot: how do you afford something like this? How do you travel with a family of 5 plus Austin
and me, Austin,
for a year? Well, MANNA has an overhead of under 10%, which is unheard of in the nonprofit world. So if you donate to our projects, to our kids, the money actually goes to the kids. It's going to the orphanage or the school or the feeding program. So we have to be really creative on how do we afford a project like this. So here's how we do it. We still have our full-time jobs. So Austin and I specifically, and now Christine, are all working at MANNA, and we're continuing to support the different projects around the world just like we always do. What we did is we went and we approached a bunch of donors that have given to MANNA for a long time and said, hey, no, thank you. And we asked these donors, we said, hey, we would love to do a video series around the world to show people what missionaries we partner with and what projects we work with. And so we raised the money separately through these donors to cover the cost of this year. So this is not money that was ever donated for the kids. We keep that very separately. In order for us to do this as a family, we've gotten rid of our houses and we've sold our cars, and we've narrowed down our lives to now they fit in less than 1 bedroom.
So the way we travel is probably a lot different than some of the other people. If you're watching this video doing research for how to do your vacation around the world for a year, hate to break it to you, we're not on vacation. You know, sometimes we get to stay in some cool places, but for the most part, we're staying in what's affordable, near a grocery store. That's kind of the things we're looking for now, is what's close to food. We get to go to some cool tourist spots here and there, but for the most part, we're doing our jobs. We're visiting these projects. And yes, we get to see the world, but it's not necessarily just a year abroad with a family. So
one of the ways that you can really save a lot of money whenever you travel that we discovered on the road is we had a plan for how we would travel for the whole year. That soon became apparent that we needed to be more flexible. So when we're buying airline tickets, we're buying them one way, which is nice. We're picking those one-way destinations based on where it's cheap to go at the time. Luckily, MANNA works in 50 different countries. And the other thing that we do a lot is do a lot of research on Airbnbs. So instead of staying at a hotel, we try to find an apartment where there would be a extra bedrooms and where there would be a kitchen. And so those have ended up being a lot cheaper than hotels. We've avoided hotels at all cost. Other things that have made traveling better in most countries, outside of say maybe Panama, where we drove through the whole country, we've used Uber. It's been a great resource for getting around easy, and you don't have to speak the language, right? So you can get on your Uber app and you can plug in where you want to go, and it costs you $4, $5 to get halfway across the city with Uber, and you don't even have to speak Mongolian or Spanish or whatever it is. Because of the timing of this video, I'm sure unless you don't have a television, you've heard about the coronavirus. And so the coronavirus is spreading around the world. And so it is something that we're aware of and that we're considering. There is balance to this discussion. It does seem scary. So when you put it in perspective, you say, hey, we do have risk. We do need to be responsible, but at the same time, I think we can continue to travel and with safety. With the coronavirus, we are monitoring the situation. And as countries begin to have increased risk, maybe we try to avoid those countries. And as we travel through airports, we try not to lick the handrails.
So here in the streets of Santa Marta, Colombia, there are vendors at every corner, and they really want you to know that they can take you to a beautiful white beach, and we always have to say no. It's super weird and annoying, and this is a weird fun fact.
We need 5 more invitations before we will go to Playa Blanca. If they knew that, they would come quickly.
But thanks for watching these videos. We work really hard on them to keep them interesting and informative. We're going to be doing one just solely on what we packed to live for a year. Like me personally, I have 7 days worth of clothes and I got to make that work. Then we're doing another one on basically the video gear and how we've been capturing all of this. So be on the lookout for that, but still weekly vlogs every week. They come out on Saturdays, first thing in the morning. So hit subscribe, smash that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.